Good morning. I'm Pat Bollom with Smart Data Solutions, and here's another edition of Pat's Couch. Today, during the COVID-19 crisis, I am fortunate to have our COO, Pierre Kormann, with me. I would normally shake his hand, but we are social distancing and being safe. So, I'm here today to talk about how we've responded to the COVID-19. So, Pierre, first of all, welcome. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Excellent. I'll ask, how have you, so far, how have you responded to the COVID-19 pandemic?
Well, I think we responded fairly well. It's a challenging time for everyone. It's a challenging time for our employees, for our customers. There's a lot going on. We've put a number of things in place to accommodate our employees primarily. We want to make sure that they're safe. So everyone that can work from home is working from home. That's primarily our development team and our programmers. They're currently working from home the last 2 weeks and have been doing a great job keeping up with customers. With our mailroom, we've done a lot there. We've separated employees as far as possible for social distancing. We've spread them out throughout the office, and pretty much they all have their own individual workspaces. We have a daily cleaning routine that we're diligently following. Additionally, we're doing off-hour shifts for flexibility if people want to come and work at night because they would prefer to work alone. We're accommodating that. Weekends, a lot more flexibility with how we're processing our mail. For our data capture teams, we've moved to work from home stations for them with company-owned equipment. So all the security parameters are in place in the office. They're doing that at home with secure workspaces, two-factor authentication, limited access on the computers. So whatever stuff we have in the office is transferring to the home workspace. So we've had very good success with that. We had to move quickly to transfer people home. It took a few days to get there, but I feel confident we're in a good space and a good situation, and we're trying to get caught up as quickly as possible.
Okay. As far as when you talk about the people at home, how are you tracking their productivity? How are you making sure that your production is getting out and that we're maintaining those standards of, the SLAs of turnaround time quality?
So the same reports that are available when they're office are available remotely. So every day I get a report, who's doing what, how much they produced, how each customer is progressing. So everything I was looking at before, I'm still getting that same report. We are working through a backlog right now, but we are diligently working to get caught up. We're extending shifts. We're providing incentives to make sure that capacity is up to where it needs to be.
But some of that backlog we're dealing with is not us. That's the U.S. Postal Service
Right.
dumping a week's worth of mail in one.
Yeah. So the U.S. Postal Service has not done us many favors. Last week we got more mail in one day than we've ever received in the history of SDS in one day. So it just was almost a week's worth of mail from the Postal Service in one day. So that didn't do us any favors. The timing could not have been worse when we were dealing with this pandemic. So.
But we responded.
We responded. I was very impressed and very happy with our mailroom and how they really stepped up to get caught up. And it did put us a little bit behind, but no excuses. We're working through it, and we're gonna get things flowing.
Well, I'm sure everyone out there wants to know, where is your biggest exposure areas right now?
Well, honestly, the biggest exposure areas with the mailroom, obviously, that is a physical workflow. You have to pick up the mail from the post office, we have to sort it, we have to open it, and we have to batch it according to customer rules. So there's a lot of physical work that needs to be done. It is a challenge. Like I said, we're separating people as much as possible with social distancing. People are wearing gloves, they're wearing masks as needed. We're doing a lot to make sure that people are as safe as possible, but that is definitely exposure to us.
And the reason being, again, those scanners, if you ever toured our facilities, we're unable to move those scanners. So scanning always has to take place here or in the other facility. The smaller scanners we can move around, but some of those, some of them are the size of a car, 3 of them are, so we're not gonna be able to move those as quick. People need to come in to do the scanning, so.
Yeah, absolutely. So they're big machines that they're not light to move around. So we have talked through some contingency plans. We do have 2 mail rooms in Eagan. They're about a mile from each other. So if we had to, we could move production from one facility to the other. We have talked about some work from home options if we needed to go down that road with some very tight controls to make sure that PHI is being controlled. There's a lot of things that we're considering. We're not there yet, but we need to make sure we're planning for worst case scenario. And I'm confident we have a plan in place. I just hope we don't have to get there, but if we do, we're ready to react very quickly.
Well, on that note, this could go on for a long time. I mean, this is the new norm. Granted, I think that things are gonna taper off the amount of precaution people are taking, but let's say we're still in this 8 months, 10 months, 12 months from now. What does that look like for you?
Well, the biggest thing is gonna be our work from home staff. Like I said, it did take us a few days to get set up, but we are in a good rhythm right now. We are flowing through with production, and the developers are working on projects. There's a lot going on, and I think long-term that will be very beneficial to us. We have that set up and we're ready to move forward. It was a little painful to get there, but we're there now. Additionally, our security compliance auditor, Peter Locke, has been managing and doing audits of all the remote workspaces, which has been very helpful. We are high trust certified. We want to make sure that we're adhering to those requirements and those rules. We are not taking that for granted in this time. We are following all the documentation processes that need to be done. So everything is documented according to high trust rules to give customers that security and that peace of mind that we are following the right processes.
Okay. And as far as any recommendations for folks out there who are working with us?
Be patient. It's a trying time for everyone. We are doing everything we can to process the volume. We will get caught up. We will not let you down. We appreciate your flexibility and your confidence in SDS. We have received a lot of good feedback from customers with some ideas that we have implemented. So if anyone does have some ideas they'd like to share with us, please reach out. I'd be happy to talk through it. We're always looking for best practices and the best way to handle this. No one has the right answers. No one knows what's going to happen. So we're all in this together, and we're here to make sure that you get taken care of.
Excellent. Well, Pierre, thank you. Thank you for coming. Appreciate that. If anybody has any questions, by all means, give us a buzz. You can call Pierre directly. You can call me. You have all of our contact information. Just want to say thank you for working with us. Looking forward to getting through the new norm and continuing to work with you well in the future.